What's going on, guys? Welcome to Crywood and welcome to the second video on introduction to PHP, learning PHP step by step. Alright, so in the previous video we have shown how to the syntax, the basic syntax of PHP. As we said in the previous video that we're gonna have a slide in the next video, and we go in depth. We're gonna explain to you guys what is PHP, where it came from, who invented the PHP, and what is the versions and history, a brief history of PHP. Alright, so what is PHP? PHP is one of the most used and popular general purpose scripting language in this planet. It is used for web development and can be embedded into HTML, as we said in the last video that what it means to embed a language into HTML. It is open source. If you guys don't know what is open source, there is open source and closed source. So say a lot of languages like Windows and Apple is closed source, but Linux is open source. It means you guys can view the source code, the code that it was written, and you guys can actually contribute and be a developer in that team. So if you guys know how to develop in that language, and almost every website is written into PHP. Example: Facebook, WordPress, Drupal, and Joomla. I don't need to explain what Facebook is, but Facebook is written into PHP. And WordPress, Drupal, and Joomla, they are websites which are open source, and anyone can create another websites into their website. So but you see a lot of people, they go into WordPress, Drupal, and Joomla and create their own websites, but it's actually for blogging. So PHP originally was named personal home page. So you guys, the name of the PHP came from personal home page, but as it gains popularity now, its official name is hypertext preprocessor, and it is server-side scripting language. The reason it says hypertext preprocessor, hypertext came from HTML, and preprocessor because it goes sometime on the top of the HTML, and HTML process the PHP before it renders any HTML. So that's why it's called preprocessor. So the PHP actually stands for hypertext preprocessor now, and the original name was personal home page, which makes a lot of sense. It's flexible, fast, and simple in its requirements, yet powerful in its output. Alright, so PHP can embed it into HTML, and we explained that in the last video. What it means to embed means that you can take standard HTML page, drop in some PHP wherever you need it, and end up with the dynamic results. Alright, PHP was originally designed for web application, not standalone general purpose programming language such as C++, Python, or Java. So any other general purpose languages you guys see on in the information technology, in the computer science, they are standalone. Say C++ is very powerful, and you guys can actually write the entire operating system into C++, and you guys can write entire search engine into the C++, and it's very fast. So same as Python and Java. Python, you guys can write entire algorithms or machine learning language, and search, actually you guys write the search engine into Python. Google was originally written in Python, and still Google uses Python, but because for speed they use C++. And Java as well. Java is very popular. You guys see Javas everywhere, and you guys see the Android operating system, they use the Java. In short, PHP is server side. So but you guys don't see that you guys can write like say operating system in PHP. You never heard of that because PHP lives in the server. It's a cross-platform technology. It means it's server side means that the PHP lives inside the whatever the PHP does anything, it lives inside the server. So, and cross-platform means you guys can use it on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So that's what it means to be cross-platform. PHP runs on Mac, Linux, and Windows with no problem, as we said before. So look, there is a little bit noise I put in these slides to make it a little bit interesting. So it started in 1994 by Rasmus Lerdorf, developed a Perl CGI. So you guys, I don't know if you guys heard Perl language, but before the PHP came into the picture, the Perl was the, and still Perl is the Perl is the standalone programming language like a C++, C++, and still you guys can use it for the websites. So Perl actually, guys, so if you guys seen heard of XAMPP, the P at the end stands for Perl, so it means that it works exactly like PHP. It's a server side as well. So Perl stands for Practical Extraction and Reporting Language. It was created by Larry Wall in December 8, 1987. I'm not sure if it's December 8, but I'm sure it's created in 1987, so it's like 33 years ago. And what is CGI? CGI is a Common Gateway Interface. It's a protocol for executing scripts via web requests. And it is set of rules how info is extracted between web server and custom script. And as we say that Perl 5.01 was released in 1995 and 5.02 released in 1996. For Perl 5.32 released on 1st January 2020, which is not long ago, and Perl 7 is coming at the end of the 2021, at the end of this year, maybe 2022. So the Perl 7 is coming for launch, and it's not far away. So you guys, if you guys think that Perl is going out of the picture, you guys wrong. They are not going out of the picture. Actually, a lot of search engines written into Perl, so because Perl is very, very powerful. And if you guys want, we're gonna start another video series in Perl. So I'm gonna show you guys how powerful is Perl. But it's 33 years old language, same as C++ and C, very old language. Okay, so this guy Rasmus Lerdof developed a Perl CGI script that enabled him to know how many visitors were reading his online resume. So he created a resume and he wanted to see how many people is reading his resume, and he created this script in Perl CGI, Common Gate Interface. Alright, so Common Gateway Interface. Alright, so he developed a set of tools that use the parsing engine to interpret a few macros here and there. His script performed two tasks. Okay, logging visitors information and displaying the count of visitors to the web page. So it means he created that Perl CGI script, and this was logging visitors information, displaying the count of visitors to the web page. So he wanted to know how many people is actually reading his resume. He became famous, and this encouraged him to continue developing the language, with perhaps the most notable early change being a few features of the converting data entered into in an HTML form into symbolic variables. He wanted to export PHP to other systems. Alright, so because not every system had a Perl, but every system had a C. So because Windows had a C, Apple's had a C, and this Linux had a C. To accomplish this, he opted to continue development in C code rather than Perl, because as I said that Windows is built on C, C++, Mac, Apple is built on Objective-C, and Linux is also built, initially Linux built on assembly language, but later they decided to rewrote it on C and C++. So in order to, if you guys want to make your program be cross platform, you guys need to choose a language which all the operating system, three big major operating system uses, which is C or C++. He eventually combined these tools with a form interpretation, which is FI package he had written, and added some database support and released what we know as what was known as a PHP F1. So the first PHP F1 form interpretation came into being. So then Rasmus Lerdof is a Canadian, Danish programmer. So he lives in Canada, but he came from Denmark, so he's Danish. He lives at the moment, he lives in Canada. So then Rasmus unleashed his first version of his personal homepage, PHP version 1.0. PHP 1.0 filtered input, replacing simple commands for HTML. It also could embed SQL queries in the web page. If you guys don't know SQL queries, don't worry, we're gonna show you guys what is SQL queries. And if hands up if you like the noises of my this slide. Okay, so now we go for history of PHP. By 1997, more than 50,000 websites using PHP F1 to accomplish different tasks. On November 1997, PHP 2.0 was released. Alright, so that was 1997. Then it became very popular, and the team of developers joined Lerdof, and they rewrote the parsing engine, and PHP 3.0 was released. By 1999, Netcraft. So Netcraft used to be a search internet search and analysis company. Reported a conservative estimate of a user base of more than 1 million. And that was around 1997, 1999, and 2000, making PHP one of the most popular scripting languages in the world. As you guys know, around 1993, only a handful of websites using the used to be on the internet, but by 1999, 1997, around 50,000, and by 1999, around 1 million using PHP. Two PHP developers, Ziv Suraski and Andy Gutmans, took initiative and created PHP parcel called Zen Scripting Engine. So the Zen Scripting Engine is very popular and is very powerful, and the result was PHP 4 release. So if you guys want, we can create another video for Zen Scripting Engine, our Zen framework. You guys can call it, if you guys haven't heard of Zen, it's called Zen. It's also PHP. Alright, so because that was the earlier version of the PHP, the Zen framework is actually very strong, and it gives you MD5, and it's very good if you guys want to secure password, things like that. So, but I don't want to confuse you guys with that sort of things, that we're going to discuss that in future videos, and you know what is MD5 and all those sort of encryption. Alright, the release of PHP 4 was a game changer, and PHP entered the enterprise development scene, and Netcraft estimated that PHP has been installed on more than 3.6 million domains. Alright, so and the PHP 3.6 million, so we're looking from 50,000 all the way to 1 million, and then PHP 4 was on 3.6. so if you guys looking at the if you guys put it on the graph, it's exponential growth, like it's going up, you know. So the PHP 4 was big change. It could handle object-oriented programming. So in PHP 4 you could actually write the object classes and okay, let the train pass, classes and polymorphism and things like that. So that was on you could actually make object in PHP 4. So PHP 5 was released on 1st July 2004. So one big impact of object-oriented programming, or OOP, changes in PHP 5 is the way that the variables are passed as a parameters to function. In PHP 4, by default, variables were passed by value instead of by reference, which is C++ also the same, unless denoted otherwise in the syntax. You could put an end and put a $sign variable name. In PHP 5, the default is to assign a value by reference. So in PHP 5, the default, they put a default to assign a value by reference. We're going to discuss that in future videos. We're going to say what is how to assign a value by reference. Okay, so PHP 3 was released on 30 June 2009. So the PHP 3. So you guys having a good idea. However, PHP 6 was never released if you guys looking for PHP 6, you'll never find the PHP 6, because PHP 6 went to construction, and due to shortage of developers who could understand the necessary changes and performance arising from conversion to and from UTF-16. So UTF Unicode, and it changes the language. So UTF-8 and UTF-32-16, they can translate into different languages. So you guys wanna put your website in Russian or Chinese, you guys need the UTF-8 and UTF-16. In March 2010, the project was officially abandoned, and PHP 5.4 was prepared to contain more remaining non-Unicode features from PHP 6, such as traits. We're going to discuss what trait is, and we're going to see why we need a trait in Vexar, but that's in advanced videos. So you guys need to understand object-oriented programming and MVC to understand trait. Okay, by 2014, none was adopted. Okay, PHP 7 was released on 3 December 2015, so it means 7 years ago. The foundation of PHP 7 is PHP branch that was dubbed PHP Next Generation, PHP NG. So if you guys hear this PHP NG, it means that the PHP Next Generation. And I'm sure if you guys gonna see this PHP NG every now and then, here and there, so in a few websites. So PHP 8 was released on November 26, 2020. So it means that's like 4 months ago. November, December, 5 months ago. It is very secure and powerful. So at the moment as we speak, a lot of websites running on I guarantee you a lot of websites, nearly 60% of websites running on PHP 5. So if you guys know a lot of MVC, a lot of say Laravel and other frameworks, they went to PHP 7, but a lot of websites and they're still using PHP 5, and actually PHP 5 is very vulnerable for hacking. So if you guys see this PHP 5, it means it's very vulnerable. So if you guys know some MVCs, CodeIgniter, I think CodeIgniter still uses PHP 5, and if you're running PHP 4, it means you're a prey for hackers. So you immediately put your websites or anything you do to at least PHP 5 or PHP 7. PHP 7 is very secure, and I tell you guys that hackers, they do like this, running this scanning to see who's running PHP 4 and 5. So as soon as they detect anyone using PHP 4 and 5, they quickly go there and start scanning the website. So you guys, if you guys using PHP 7, you are in the safe zone. So PHP 7 is dubbed the PHP Next Generation, so it's because it's very secure and it's very powerful. We're going to discuss why it's very secure in the future videos. And as we speak, the PHP 8 was released on November 26, 2020, and is very secure and powerful. So, and we're going to discuss in a few videos why we need to learn PHP 8. And I hope you guys like the video, the slides, and I'll see you guys in the next video. In the next video, we're going to discuss how PHP still uses some of the C++ syntax, and we go from there. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.